This video is called What Makes a Beat Saber Level Hard. On with the video. There are many Beat Saber maps in the game where you slice cubes with lightsabers, but what are the really hard ones? Sure, you could go the easy route with saying it all relies on the notes per second, and you would be right. To a point. A really small point. A microscopic point. I'm gonna stop dragging on this poorly made joke any longer and get to the actual video. So, there are 3 key factors from the gamer's perspective about what makes a Beat Saber level hard. Notes per second, reaction time, and patterns. I'm going to go deep into the pros and cons of each factor, then with the information we gather, we can finally see the hardest map in Beat Saber. Let's start with notes per second. This feature is what most people think defines how hard the map is, all looking by the same number. Although, is this true? I did some research to find out. I found an example that proves the point that NPS is scaring people away from the map, where the map is easy, but the NPS is high. This example is none other than Luster by Camellia from OST 7. This map has an NPS count of 8 notes per second, which most people would look at it and say, nope, this is way too hard. I'm not doing that. And don't get me wrong, the map does have some difficulty in it, but is it actually as hard as you think? No. I played the map about 5 times a day, and I completed it within a week of the map being out. 5 times 7 is 35. I know that because of Duolingo map. Speaking of which I still haven't done my lesson at the time of writing this script. This means that I beat the map in 35 attempts, which you might still say is a lot of times to try to beat a map before actually achieving victory. But Crystallized by Camellia is only 6 notes per second, and I spent almost 200 tries on it before actually beating it. See how this can get unreliable? That's all about how the NPS is unreliable, but why does this happen? Well, NPS is actually calculated by dividing the number of notes or blocks by the number of seconds in the song. What does this have to do with anything? Longer maps get lower NPS because of this, and vice versa. Vice versa means opposite, so shorter maps would get higher NPS because of this. So a hard song needs to have a high NPS, but the song can't be too long either because then it would be inaccurate. Noted. The second thing I want to put into consideration is reaction time. Reaction time is called NPJ, or note jump speed. So I'm going to call it NPJ. It has a very important role in making a map hard. It can make a map too easy or too hard, aka impossible. Remember, we aren't looking for an impossible map. We're looking for a hard map. The only downside is that in the vanilla unmodded version of Beat Saber, you can't actually see the reaction time of a song. Of course, a mod fixes it all, but also not. Let me explain. I'm turning into Vsauce here. The mod only looks for PC, and I play on Oculus, so the mod doesn't work for me. Besides, the mod only works on the game versions that go up to OST 4, so the mod is obsolete. Now we are in trouble because we can't see the actual NPS. Notice how I said actual. We can still play the map and see how much reaction time it gives the player by the time that we have to react to a block before we hit them. Now we know that it needs to have a short reaction time, but not too short that it's impossible to play. Noted. Last but not least, but last but actually most important is patterns. Patterns can be crucial. Patterns can be crucial to an easy or a hard map. If the pattern is a bunch of up and downs, just goes like this, it can be super easy because of 2 reasons. 1, it's the same pattern over and over again, so if they pass the first bit, they will know that they will know that they know how to beat the map. I should have worded that better in the script. That's my bad. Number 2, up and down patterns are almost as easy as it gets. Up and down patterns are normally used in difficulties ranging from easy to normal. You rarely get to see the up and down pattern in Expert or Expert Plus because of how easy they are. On the other hand, if you mix up some up and downs with some inlines with some risk turns, you might get a solid hard map. Power of the Saber Blade takes patterns to the next level with some very quick inlines in the hard version of Upside Down, diagonal 3-part hits. I know, long name, but it also describes exactly what the pattern makes you hit. You have to get your saber from top left to bottom right in all of 1 second. Also, this can be modified by like down to up, this side to this side, down there, yeah, whatever. It just has to be diagonal, and you need to make boop, 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 boop. Alright. Anyways, let me redo the first sentence of this because y'all might have got lost what I was saying. So, a diagonal 3-part hit is a long name, but it also describes exactly what the pattern makes you hit. You have to get your saber from top left to bottom right on the opposite sides of each other, all in 1 second. Then get ready to go back up with the other lightsaber and do the exact same thing. Repeat this 10 times and 30 times in 10 seconds, and that's what Power of the Saber Blade makes you do. I want to talk to you all about 2 more patterns, and then this video will end. You need to stop wasting your time on me. Yay, but I'm still gonna wait here for like 2 more minutes while I explain 2 more patterns. Okay. Inlines are when 2 notes of the opposite colors are in the same lane, and you need to hit them right after each other. What makes this pattern hard is you have very little time between the 2 blocks before you actually have to hit them, so you need to be quick. Why do you need to be quick, you ask? Because if you want this saber, let's say that this is the red saber and this is the blue saber. Hold on, let me sit my microphone down. Red, blue. Let's say that the blocks are red and blue. It comes super fast. If you want quick, your red's gonna slice it down and it's gonna hit both of them, giving you 1 good cut and 1 bad cut. This is why I recommend using the end of the saber when it comes to inlines, just to make sure that we get both of the blocks with the right color of saber. Inlines can also be extremely easy to do too. If an inline is far apart, it will be easy to slice both of them with the right saber needed because they are far out and will give you more time to get your first saber out of there so that before the other saber has to hit the second block. Be careful though, and make sure that you know what color of block you need to hit first. Sometimes the block colors alternate, making you look at the block color before swinging at it. The second one and final one I'm going to be talking about is list holes. List holes is when you have to go down, down, up, up, or vice versa. I already used that terminology earlier in the video, so you know what it means. These can be really easy and really hard, but not too hard. This probably figures out if you can do list holes or not. Most Expert Plus maps throw in a list hole, not to have difficulty, just because they're really fun to play. Like, tell me that doing this with lightsabers isn't fun. You're lying if you can. Anyways, so yeah, list holes aren't that hard, but also aren't that easy. So now, with all of that information gathered, what is the hardest map? Well, I hate to do this to you, but there is a lot. So I'm going to let you guys figure out on your own time with all of the information that I gathered. This is Max signing off of his first scripted video. Let's go! Alright, peace, guys.